Hello people. As you have seen, Jerry isn't with us today. He's still on his road home. Drive carefully. With that said, I still have something planned today, and the first change of the usual subject is I won't be drinking any alcohol today because on my way home I got stabbed and robbed. Want to see the stab wound? There it is. Yeah, not really a stab wound. I was donating blood, but now I'm a bit lightheaded, and you shouldn't drink alcohol when donating blood. That usually doesn't go very well. Hello, Dutch, Toros, Alana, Danley. I think I saw a blinky just then. I hope the audio as well. For a whole minute, well, that's nice. So let me begin with, you all may remember that bugger, why is that not showing? Hold on. What is this? Technology at its finest. It's not working. Why is it not working? Dang it. It was working yesterday. Maybe now? Obviously not. So, for whatever reason, the video camera won't jumpstart. Maybe do it again. Marvel of technology. Nope. Oh, that's just great. It's just absolutely fantastic. Super chromatic, fantastic. Yeah. Okay. We have to work with the other camera. And we'll use the other one. It's not like we don't have enough. So, here is my pot of hand disinfectant. Got it this time. And we have bathing orcs and a cow's night. And this smells delicious.
Oh, shut up, you cunt!
But the main attraction for this evening is this. That's a parcel that the kind Horatio Noseblower has sent me, and it has been en route to me for 2 months, literally. I know what's in there. I know some of you will go, "Oh, you bad boy, how dare you showing us this?" But I have no idea what else may be in this box. So let's see. Oh, it's starting good. Well packaged. And again, Horatio, I don't know if you're watching these streams. I think not, because of the time differences. Again, many thanks. Oh, shiny. Very well packed. Now for the good part. No two bags. Tauntauns. Horatio did tauntauns as in Christmas ornaments, and that's why it's even more annoying that the good camera isn't working, because that should have been a way to show these to you. Because the poor quality webcam won't pick up all those nice little details he has put onto these, because that thing can't zoom. I'm going to give the USB cam just one more try. Let's see if this will work. And nope, for whatever reason this just stopped working. This is really annoying. Please hold the line for a second. So let's give this a go again. Maybe this time? Or not. Technology. Oh, maybe. No, it's not. Ah, this is just annoying. Why? Why this? Why now? I can't tell you. Maybe because it's a cheap piece of software. Or I did something wrong. I wouldn't know. Yeah, this is starting great. Of course I'm wearing pants. I'm not totally mental. Only a slight bit. Oh, okay, I give up. This is just great. It worked yesterday, totally fine. Well, then you have to take my words for it. Sorry guys, we'll check on that later. So, maybe then try this one. Attention. Oh. Not really. You can see the... Oh, there's little presents and Christmas ornaments. I will somehow make some pictures, but I think he had a project for that, but I think that is set on private. So, sorry for the not so great Unreal. Yeah, it's very seasonal, and it's also matching the Boba Fett he gifted me recently, last year sometime. Was it the year before? God, time is running away. But that's not what you lot are here for. You are here for hobby. So, first up, we have this little one here for the kids at home. Getting roads to lay flat. I think everybody who has tried to make some roads of its own, or has at least watched some tutorials on this, yeah, this can be a pain in the ass. And Redverse has done a project with several materials using and showing results. And I only glanced at this, but this is really a complete why your roads should fit your terrain or gaming table. And he goes in deep dive with all the materials he's using. This is very much skin of fur, some mass roads. Just go down that route. I think this will be a what you want to do and what you may not want to do when doing your roads. I really love the attention to detail when he's going all through these different types of materials. Especially considering I'm still in the progress of building my own gaming table that hasn't been very much made progress. This one I feel is somehow a picture to get Warren's attention, or maybe Justin's. I don't know. I like it. I wouldn't sleep in it, but I like the attention to detail. Hello, Teffy ears. Yeah, so thick rubber as a foundation for road isn't the strangest things that have come to be used for road building. Do I really want to know what you are meaning? Okay. Back again, he's used some wallpapers, different styles, and made this his roads. And used the rubber as a basing material. Okay. Macho spray adhesive. Who in his right mind thought of that name? And why didn't I think of it? So this is a very, very intense and ongoing project on how to get your roads laying flat. Yeah. Especially if you have small hills on terrain. I think he's made some really nice progress on this, and I will put this one on my watch list, as maybe you all will too, just to have something to look at while trying to figure out why you should need road modules for your table, be it 15mm, 10mm, 6, 28, or what have you. Though I think larger than 28 is not needed in this case. Oh, I don't dare looking into the comments. Next up is Looper15's Warhammer Underworld. This is a rather short one, but it's more in the veins of the original or the more recent Ghosts by Games Workshop. Though this seems to be a character and not simply a army of floating bedsheets. This mini has floating bedsheets, a bit of skull and arms, and armor. Let's see how this pulls together with more paint. He's using Lady Harrow's Mount Flight with Corax White, with an undercoat wash of Nihiliac Oxide. Who gets these names? Yeah, that's a wash, I would say. And then a light dry brush with white scar. So this is really a project in the beginning, but I think we can already agree on this should look interesting if he continues in this style, especially with that amount of Lloyd-esque documentation via the medium of doing pictures. And none of them are in Jerry Focus. Shame. And shame on myself, I just said I would follow the roads project and I haven't clicked the follow. Shame on me. Now, I know Blinky, you said it wasn't ready, but I couldn't help myself. Day of the Tentacle diorama by our technology fetishist Blinky465. So he had printed himself some very nice computer game miniatures. If anybody doesn't know, this is a point and click made by LucasArts way back when and is a spiritual successor to Maniac Mansion. One of the earliest and best games I've ever played, though at the time I had no idea what I was doing because it was in English and I had not had English in school yet, so I was stumbling around, not getting into the mansion for the first 2 or 3 hours, and then I got the what is it called, the Book of Solutions for cheaters. He has done some nice painting on the miniatures, and as he said, cartoon painting is different from your regular miniature painting, which I can totally agree, but it really stands out. I like especially the freehand on the metalhead's belly, blah. Imagine what I would sound like if I had a beer now. Not much to understand there. And just look how tiny these are. Ah, lovely. I feel like I could take on the world. And here we have a floor scene. And this was the first scene that came to my mind when I've heard of his idea to make a diorama. I was thinking, well, what backdrop could you use? Maniac Mansion is a bit easier. That's basically just one mansion. But here he had such a vast choice of possibilities, but at no point I found really a screenshot that would fit my special needs. But somehow he did it. And he did it with a laser cutter and with very variant angles of windows and doors. This is really fitting the style and tone of the game. And looking at it primed, this could very well be a 3D render. Don't you think not? I really like this. Maybe the floor tiles are a bit too clean, but then again, something needs to be straight in any project. So, Blinky, you did the clocks on your own. You do realize you have way too much time on your hand. Somehow. A cactus. And here we have paint. Sadly, no picture with miniatures in it, but I reckon he will make them later someday, before the next Tuesday, perhaps. Very well done, indeed. Though there's one thing missing in Day of the Tentacle, and that's a microwave and a hamster. Or a microwave and an egg, for that could also be. Does anybody of you still know which LucasArts adventure had the microwave and the egg? Nobody? Oh, come on. It's the same time period. An egg, a flight attendant, and a microwave. It was Zack McCracken in the Alien Mindbenders. That way you could have distracted the flight attendant to search for the floating device, the lighter, and you had time to clog up the toilet to make her even more annoyed. Ah, hamster will be there. That's really great. Next up on the list of projects we have already visited. This one is... oh, I forgot again. Hold on. Long live the sheep. Doing stuff in a different way. This is when we left off last time. And the next he does is this little fellow. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one somewhere. I can't make heads or tail where it was. I think it's some diorama with protection, but I can't be sure. This is a link for all your button mashing at home. He looks like something that would also fit into stuffed fables. And here we have some squigs. These are almost old school painted because he has some pinkish red tone. Oh, I think red can be pink can be counted as correct color on these little buggers, though I have to say the teeth could use a little more brightening. They are not frightening enough. So, and his next... this is not working again? How dare you? And apologies if my connection is a bit rough tonight. For some reason the router is acting up. I know Tuffy knows that feeling. No, sorry, Blinky knows that feeling. And we have a confrontation troll painted. And if you remember, I think this was one that actually was seen on an XLBS, if I recall correctly. And rightfully so, because he got a button for it. Well deserved button. And some goblins. Again, red face, purple cloak. I like. Let's see where this will end. And today we have also reoccurring appearance in the show. I don't know if he's around.
Oh, shut up, you cunt!
I swear I saw him somewhere. Robert does more painting, and let me tell you, he's churning them out like a madman that he is. There's just so many miniatures. It's insane. Robert, you're a madman. And probably he's lurking in Discord, calling me a cunt there. Well, so be it. Just look at the sheer amount of miniatures. Oh, I nearly thought this one was one of the Mythbusters, because I thought the blue face paint was his glasses, but I don't think that's Jamie, is it? But he sure looks like him. And here we go again with more nudies. Some freehand on the legs and the shield. And a guy tooting his horn. Let's see. Even more. I really wonder, do you need all these minis for just one game, or are these all options? I guess these are all just options, so maybe he can do a 100% nude force when playing with Justin, just to distract him to hell and back. And more tartan, dead people's heads on nude people who just rolled themselves in static grass. Or is that body hair? Also, Dutch, it's better to have than to need, as we all know. That's why we all tend to buy minis like there's no tomorrow. Oh, speaking of minis, I need to do something quick for later to remind me. Yeah, I will spare you going through all of this, because you lazy gits can read that yourself. Basically, he's doing so fucking many naked Celts and partially clothed Celts, I wouldn't know where to begin. But since I'm a nice guy, and I really am sometimes, we will start with mashing buttons from the top down to the lovely tunes that are going on in my head. Take a guess what it is. You will never guess. Yes, it's the song of Tetris. At least one of the many voices in my head are doing Tetris. This is just... oh, but you are mental. Just look at these. 6 times the same model, 6 totally different paint jobs. That's nuts. See these nuts? Yeah. So, let's jump over to another project we have visited before. Posters over the top. You remember this rebuild project of the board for World War II? And I think this was the time we left, probably. I think yes. Where he started to sort out his collections, and the thing that I wanted to show you, which will appear in a minute or two if I continue scrolling, pardon me. I need to keep my fluids up. There it is. That's a impressive looking no man's land in modular form. I would wonder how miniatures would tend to stay upright on that, but I think that's manageable. And it looks fantastic. Maybe a little, what you call it, a frame for it to keep them in place and make the sides look not as blue foamy. But I think that will be something for the future. Ah, lovely chap. Reminds me of someone. I don't know who. Do you? I now suddenly crave some mud with dandruff. Because we ran out of coffee and sugar months ago. Oh. What are those carrying? Some rods. German infantry, so he has been going on and on and on with this. It's nearly as mental as the thing that Robert has done. And all these little pictures, just look how dynamic the minis look in this relatively simple terrain piece. Makes gaming so much more fun than just on a green blanket on your mother's kitchen table. So I have one more that I kind of feel is cheating by showing again, but since he got a gold button on the XLBS last Sunday, and I was talking with Jerry about how we should keep an eye on him to see what will come of the Tide Pods. Yeah, he did it again. So this is the project that got him the golden button. We have seen those, most of us maybe, and then he went out and got the tub. And like Jerry hoped, he didn't just do some speckle on it and made it a house of sorts. It's some technology thingamajig. He's added so many greebly bits. If I hadn't known before what this was, I'd be a bit hard pressed to really see it. So I'm seeing a blister pack, some additional pieces from bits boxes, some terrain from Games Workshop, and some random other plastic pieces, bits and bobs. And like the one before, this already looks weird and cool, but still nothing like a terrain piece. But the second you put primer on it and give it a consistent color scheme, at first glance I was hard pressed to say this isn't a render. Okay, not when you're enlarging the picture, but on the smaller scale, this looks already very cool. And I'm really impatient to see how this will turn out. What color he will use, what method of weathering he will use, and maybe there will be even more terrain. Captain Skyhawk, sir, please, can we have some more? This could make some real nice table if this is a constant theme going all over the terrain. This is really great. So one thing I wanted to really discuss with Jerry was a Kickstarter I found today by sheer coincidence. And let me just quickly where is it? Hide you all. Poop. just because you don't need to see my login credentials or any other things. I will bring you back in a second. We're back again. Undead skeleton RPG miniatures. And the thing that brought me to these, to this special project was simply this guy. A skeleton centaur. How cool is that? I've never seen a skeleton centaur, only skeleton being. And the best thing on this is this one isn't that expensive at all. He has made 4 different miniatures. We'll go through them. We have the female undead gnome ranger. A gnome ranger on itself is a funny thing for me, but an undead skelly bob gnome ranger is fantastic. In case any of you want to jump in on that project, let me just give you the link to that. After the undead comes another undead, the female dwarf warrior. Again, not only an undead dwarf, but a female undead dwarf, which is... You can't go much more on this side as tropes go than this. Then of course there's the undead centaur with no armor, no clothing at all, so he's basically as whoever created him intended him to be. And the fourth one is the undead dragonborn sorcerer. So I'm not really sure why he's called dragonborn. Maybe because he's some kind of reptilian-like, because his skull doesn't look very human. But again, I really love this miniature. And the best part, as I already said, they are not that expensive. If you buy them separately, they're not cheap. But for 23 euros, 4 minis, including shipping. Hard to beat. I'm having this one on watch. If Jerry was here with me now, I would be tempted to hit the button just to do it once in a lifetime, buy something on stream. Oh, to hell. Where is it? There is it. 1 each mini, gnome, dwarf, dragonborn, centaur, plus shipping, you only, continue. And for this time, I'm going to make you go blind again. Sorry. And we hit pledge. And we wait. And then we tweet about it. And we share it on the face page. So, and you're back. Yes, Tuffy, I did it. So, apologies for this being very short. If any of you have come around some interesting project, you may now toss them at me and we will have a look at it. Or if you just want to know anything, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, we will call this the shortest version for some time, which isn't that bad. questions, projects, Kickstarters. Oh yes, Manda, your sea basing tutorial. I saw that. Hold on. I saw it on I think Instagram, maybe, probably, perhaps. So you went on with toilet paper. So you were hoarding toilet paper over the great crisis of our day, and used a tutorial for some good realistic water effect. And I think this still looked rather unimpressive, but this, keep in mind, it is toilet paper, really looks cool. Though I would be a bit scared that it might soak in too much moisture over time. Will you be sealing it with something, or is it already completely sealed? Ah, all the shinies. Maybe just a thought, if you were to paint small black or silver stripes, very small ones, 1 or 2 millimeters long, you could simulate a school of fish swimming past the boat under the water, maybe, or add a shark's fin or something. So what do we have? We have Mutinous Tootinous by Manda. We have, oh god, no, I'm going to have to do some jumping. Well, big fish. Small ocean, big fish. Manda's Mutinous Tootinous made me laugh. I think Warren is nearly dying of laughter when he saw this one. And this is how we can all imagine that Justin's Mutinous Tootinous army should have looked. Green tail, pink head, maybe a bit more hair around the balls. But that's just me. Also, I'll see if I can find it. Your other mutinous, yeah, there is it. The heavy cavalry. The hippo tootinous, or whatever we want to call him. Yeah, I like your humor. I really do. Humor is something we all have not enough of in our daily lives. That's why I'm sticking around in the Discord all the time with you Looney Tunes. Kevin's Deep was suggested by MacLeod. This is a one-page RPG genre, so he's doing rules for, let's see, fantasy, creating characters, currently unfinished booklet. So he's basically playtesting, and you are all invited to download his rules. And if I would go out on a limb and say he's trying to use it with only one page. Let's see if the download says. Actually 9 pages, but I think one-page rules are also multiple pages. You can't see this now, I won't bring it up because you lazy bastards can download it yourself. Yeah, up to 9 pages, so he's still good. And another one we have been suggested is Lumineth Realm Lords by Tuffy Ears. Let's see, we have, oh yes, that's a lot of people wearing strange hats. and very large spiky bits. I think we were discussing this in the Discord the other day, and I was thinking these guys are compensating for something. I wouldn't know what, but I think it's long and pointy at some times too, and at other times not so much. These minis have a fuck ton of detail on it. And is this a ghost? An empty shell? Looks like it. Well, we will see what this will be when once painted. If Tuffy is going to paint it. Some people seem to just make projects and not go anywhere with them. And I'm as guilty as the next one with that. Next and last for today, Warhammer Age of Sigmar by Tuffy again. Oh no, not going that video. This is going to get us demonetized again. Also, I kinda like the original a bit more. So we're having dwarves with beards. Nice. I love this ink on black and white look very much, though this could also already be just the color on the photo, but this is really nicely done, finished, Tuffy. Very nice. But it always makes me wonder, dwarves with all their heavy hammers and sharp axes and not a drop of blood on them. Isn't that kind of boring? There could be so much blood and gore. Oh look, there's a Justin. And he's beating the drum. Oh, heavy artillery. They look like my last character from Fallout 4 with the big naval gun. And a very famous Grot Slayer. No, was it Troll Slayer? Forgive me. Oh, and the Dancing Queens. Dancing Queen. No, not going that way. Oh, Tuffy, you have done well. Oh, this egg gyrocopter. I love these. I love these especially in Warcraft 3. With the very nice crashing sound they make when they got shot down. They came from behind! Doing a Star Wars reference within a fantasy game. Just great. I'm not giving you any points, Tuffy, for the video because that's cheating. Maladrock has suggested another project. Let's give that one a go. We have contrast paints with a Norok the Aten. That's a mouthful. Oh, and all is it the first Kickstarter was 2012? Is it really been 8 years? Oh well. Oh, picture's not clickable. Oh no. So I'm guessing. Oh no, and not to be enlarged. Why? Why did you do this? I know the picture upload feature on Beast of War isn't that great, especially doing multiple at once, but we can't properly glee at this now. Oh, this is better. Yes, these are nice, colorful, cheerful, maybe a bit too clean at some points. Oh, and someone has made Conan very angry, it seems. He looks a bit agitated. I'll give it a try again with the upper half, but no, see, there's no... The mouse pointer isn't changing, so the other project was clickable, but on your Eden there is not clickable. Nope, not. This one we just looked at, and a nice grumpy looking claw troll. I think Jerry and I had a look at this one before. I seem to remember the yellow pastels, and yes, here are my button mashing results. So just let me hit some more. Let me hit me one more time. Where was I again? Yeah, very nicely done. So, as I have said before, if there are no further questions, I will start counting down on my head and sometime click off. And just let me tell you one thing. You guys are way too nice. If I remember how we went on John and Lance when they did their hobby hangout, they had a much rougher time than I had. Maybe you're all just afraid of Jerry. I would like to think that. No, blood donations, you can never be too generous with blood donations. It's all blood for the blood god. Remember. So, I'm already nearly out of drink. Now I am out of drink. Excuse me. This is my stream. I behave like I want. And I thank you all for being here, especially keeping up with my ramblings. Oh, look, see, Dr. Faust. Welcome. Yes, I started 16 weeks ago, just for shits and giggles. You are a bit late, because it's 9 PM. It's time for bed. Everybody say hello to Dr. Faust Painting Clinic. If you want to see someone really paint really nicely, give that man a follow. If you were live now, I would say we do a raid, if I could figure out how. If you are not watching him on Twitch, go find his videos and tutorials on YouTube, and maybe even go and find his Patreon. He has a very nice way of redistributing, no, what do you call it? Redistributing? No, replacing miniatures? Somehow, something along that line, because Patreon doesn't allow for sweepstakes and polls to win something, so miniatures get displayed. Relocation, yes. That one alone is, plus the early access to his videos. Just go and give him a watch, follow him, all the things. With that said, thank you all for being here. I'm going to lay down and try to recover from blood donation head spinny thing. We will see you next time.